Thank you again for your time. I know you're busy, and congratulations for your business.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys to come back to our podcast, Rafiki Talk podcast. Today we have a special guest. I would call my sister. I know her for a long time ago, 2016, 17. So I didn't see her for a long time. So recently she made a big move, and I was so proud of her. I'm gonna let herself to introduce herself, because I always let my guests to introduce themselves. I don't want to miss any part of their what they stand for, what they meaning to themselves. I always let them to introduce themselves. So please, today I'm your host Douglas, and please welcome.
Thank you. So my name is Daria Sagan. I am 24. I am originally from Antigua. Grew up here in Portland. And I've, been here for a while. I guess that's like the general. There is a lot of more to me.
Right.
We probably will get into that. But yeah, that's kind of the general. And then I also started my business in October.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at with that. But I have also been in the beauty field for a long time. So where I am now doesn't feel like it just happened.
Right.
It feels like it's just been unfolding, like an unfolding part of my life. So.
Wow! Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Basically, you feel like it was a next chapter or something like that. It was not brand new for you.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's that new. Because I don't know. I guess beauty and art, it's been a huge part of my life.
Right.
From both of my parents, both being artists and entrepreneurs, I guess. I've just seen it growing up, so it never felt like something that was unattainable to me in my life. My mom did hair and still does it all her life, and never worked for anyone a day in her life. So that's kind of what I saw. And then my dad, he's a massage therapist. And then a lot of my family, everyone in my family does a lot of art.
Yeah.
So to me, it kind of seeing that growing up and stuff, I just had very strong beliefs that anything you're passionate about and stuff, you could do it.
Right.
And it's not abnormal, and to a lot of people it's normal to do the 9-to-5 job and clock in and work for corporate and stuff like that.
100%.
And my mindset has always just been very open that I don't have to go that route.
Basically, for you was already grew in you a lot of possibility that it was a pass on. You already knew basically you already have that inspiration that it's easy way for you to to get that impacts around you. And I would say too, you have a beautiful family. I know your family for a long time too as well, like your brother, your mom. I don't think I really met your father, but I think I know some of your family. Just a beautiful family. They just so to be together like that. I know you guys are tight too as well, which is blessings. So as your beauty, you mentioned, I want to ask you, what's a beauty for you? What's beauty for you nowadays? It's so many things, you know what I mean? But I really want to know, what's the beauty for you? What do you mean? Like, how can you? What's the beauty for you? Sorry. Yeah.
That is an amazing question.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that. I think on the surface, it's a very easy, quote unquote, easy question, but with the consideration that like beauty has so many different layers to it. I take that word very like deeply when I hear it. Like, what is beauty? And of course, like, I'm in the field because I think outward beauty and like, you know, the way you represent yourself is important to the world.
That's true.
But I also think it's a reflection of who you are inside. And I think it's important to have kind of both of them like interchanging in a way. And I'm a strong believer in like just manifesting the things you want in your life. And if you're not representing beauty on the outside and like it's I don't know, it's like kind of like the law of attraction, like
yes.
whatever you want to receive, you have to like represent it outwardly.
Yes.
So that's kind of one layer. I also think beauty is expression, and in all forms.
That's true.
So I don't think beauty is like materialistic, like
right.
it's
it's just beauty is a big that it's like you said, it's more deeper than maybe society can call beauty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think beauty, it's definitely deep meaning. You know what I mean? But honestly, people take beauty as different. You know what I mean? The people can put beauty in the material, can put beauty in outside. You know, some people put in it. You know what I mean? In any way you want to really manifest the beauty of yourself. That's what the beauty is. It definitely. I think it's a deep question, as you say. As a society we're in now, like the beauty, I think we see beauty just from just outside. Like we focus on outside. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was the first question I have for you. I just wanna hear, because I know you're a more spiritual person.
Yeah.
So I would just wanna hear from your perspective.
Yes, and another thing to add to that is like, personally with my life and like my spirituality and everything, it's been an interesting journey for me. Being a spiritual person, like such a deep spiritual person, but at the same time, like I just so happen to do a job that seems very outwardly.
Yes.
So I think sometimes in my life, I find that people misunderstand me, or just like see me from the outside and think, oh yeah, she's into fashion or into this and that. Right. But I just so happen to be in this lifetime. Like this just so happens to be my role. But I think like beauty starts from within, of course, and then like it can be transformed outwardly and you know, through self-expression and different things. So that's
how you're so deep, you're so young. How? And I feel like even in the first time I met you always seems like mature to your age. How that, you are the youngest?
Yeah.
So how this happen?
It's interesting. So yes, I have a big family and everything, and like of course we, you know, all have the same parents and grew up the same way and everything, and I do think everyone in my family has like a deep way of thinking. However, I think for me, I'm an artist, like I'm a writer.
Okay, yes.
I've been a writer all of my life, and like, I think I've kind of trained myself to be a very reflective person.
Right.
And I like enjoy like quiet time. I work on myself a lot, so like when people see me on the outside, it's not like it happens like that.
Yes.
You know, I like meditate, I talk to myself,
Yes.
I journal, like I do things that are weird, you know, just
it's not weird,
you know, or the seem like
right,
you know, seem weird or out of the ordinary or whatever.
you're not distracted.
Yes, I'm
Right.
not distracted.
Yeah. So because like a society, we tend to attract to people who are more distracted. You know what I mean? They seems cool, they seems careless, all that. So when you're more as you connect with yourself, like you say, they might, you know, it's easy to tag somebody, say, oh, he's weird, you know, she's weird, or he's weird. But definitely to me, it's not weird at all. It's the most healthy, actually, being, you know, living your life like that. You know what I mean? So I was trying to ask you another question about, as a young black woman, lady, to have business in Maine, Portland, Maine. What's your experience? What's your customer? What's like all that? What do you take on, or what was your already? What's your struggle? What's the advantage? What can you tell me about it?
Okay, where do I start? So first, being a young black person in Portland, Maine, that in itself, like, and with the current climate of everything going on, but not even that, in general, it is a lot on its own, but I also believe that, like, wherever I am is where I'm supposed to be, kind of thing. So like I don't weigh too much on thinking that I'm a black person at this time doing this. Like I guess I haven't like conceptualized it and like thought about my age and thought about, you know, living in Portland and obviously growing up here, driving in downtown Congress Street, and like I've never thought like, oh, I would have a business in Portland, like you know. So it's not something that I've like pictured or really thought about or anything. But I do feel proud of myself and like you know, I feel good to be a part of, you know, that larger group of black people that are doing something in
I feel
Portland.
like that too. I feel like that.
It feels good.
I definitely feel like that too.
And it's also like, you know, obviously we can't change the world or touch on like everything that's going on. And I think it's important to just recognize the things that like we could do like as an individual person, and like obviously like the saying when it's just like a drop in the, like we're all just like a drop in the ocean. Like you know, one person can't do everything, you know. And it's honorable and it feels good to be a part of a larger scale of, you know, making a change in like, you know, creating more diversity and stuff, and like it feels great. And then at the same time there's that other idea of like, it's kind of crazy that it's a thing where, you know, it like being a black business or being a black person in Portland or whatever that has a business is unique or different, because it should be normal, you know. It should be something that, you know, we shouldn't be here today, basically. And you know, you look around and see white people, Asian, all these different races, black people, like, and everything, and you would think when you go into business places you're seeing different faces, even in schools, having teachers and stuff like that, you would think you're seeing different faces, different races and all of that, but you don't. And I think now there's like a lot more acknowledgement that's just like, why isn't this being seen? So yeah, I kind of rambled with that.
Yes.
But yes, that's first part. What was what?
This the as so the second it's the struggle as like what was the barriers and advantage for you doing your business? Yeah.
So I think struggles. I start with that. That so far has been, or I'm actually recognizing it more now, is when you're a business owner, just being like you're accountable for yourself. Like no one is gonna be like
Yes.
do this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you have to be fully accountable of, pushing forward, and then not only as a business person but like as an artist too.
Yeah.
Because when you're an artist, there's a lot of things that you work on and projects that like you overthink, and you're like, oh, I want to sit on it, I'm not gonna put it out yet until it's like perfect and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I'm finding I'm having that battle as like an artist and a business person.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that I want to do, like new services I want to add, and I'm just kind of like, because I'm overthinking
The process.
and
Yeah.
the outcome too of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like certain things I just haven't done, like
Yeah.
so I found that as a struggle, but in the same breath, like what I found to be an advantage, or what has worked, is when I just do it. Like when I do, like, make a post,
Yes.
like just do that idea. Like it doesn't have to be complete or whatever.
Right.
Things will fall into place, and maybe other things will connect to something else once I just do whatever. And like there's been certain months where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this promotion or discount for facial or lashes or whatever, and then I just post it, and I might not get the amount of people that I want from
Yes.
that first one. Like I think in the first month or second month I did like a 20% off discount or something like that.
Right.
And I'm thinking a lot of people are gonna be on this.
Trust
like,
me. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, everyone is gonna be on this, right?
Right.
And I didn't get that many people,
Yeah.
but I got maybe one or two people, and then from that, then they told their friends, and then the discount might not have been going on that month, but then the following month, because of they enjoyed the experience they had, they tell the other person.
Yes.
And then the other person comes, and then they tell someone, and then it multiplies, and
Right.
then now they are coming to me for a service.
Right.
Not the month that I expected. Like I expected, okay, they're gonna come during the 20% off.
Yeah.
But it happens at a later time where it's full price. So it's kind of like I kind of think when you just kind of have faith and you just do the thing that you want to do.
Yes.
Things multiply in a different way.
Yes.
And it's not that I would have been satisfied with them coming in for the 20% off. I'm like,
Right.
I'm getting customers, but
Right.
it's like I was, being patient, waiting. Like sometimes it's not the instant gratification, but
That's
then,
right.
it doesn't work the first month. You advertise, you think you're gonna get a lot, and then you get one person, and then they tell someone else, and then it transforms in a different way. So to summarize that, it would just be like, just doing that thing, whatever it is, you don't
Yes.
have to overthink, just like put it out there.
Yes. I agree.
Because if you sit on it, nothing's gonna happen.
I agree. Just do it.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter what the results are gonna bring in. Just do it.
Yeah.
I agree. Another thing I was about to ask you, it's about beauty. Again, go back to the beauty of makeup. What do you think about men do makeup or having makeup to you? What is that? It take off the masculinity for the men, or you think it's okay? Because now I see like a nail polish, guys put them nail polish, some, some they have like some little makeup, which doesn't have to do with their gender. It just their straight or their, whatever their gender they are. What do you think about men with makeup?
About men wearing makeup,
Yeah.
I think it's just a part of expression. I think there's different degrees and layers to, you know, how it could be put on. Before starting my business, and like even currently now, I work part-time, you know, in the mall doing makeup.
Oh, okay.
So I've done that for maybe 5 or 6 years now.
Wow.
Like, you know, as a part-time job, as I like, you know, I'm in school and doing other things. So being in that field, I've seen and I've been exposed to seeing men come in, you know, for makeup and stuff. And sometimes it's not even for a lot or like the dramatics of it.
Yes.
But men too have needs and like things, insecurities in the face. And like, I think for the first time, maybe last summer, a guy came up to the counter and like he had rosacea. So like around his cheeks were red.
Yeah.
And it, you know, rosacea is genetic. So, you know, to cover that, it's like, it's not like he wanted to, you know, be extra glamified, but it's just for that natural cover up, so that he feels comfortable and confident going out.
Right.
So there's that degree. But then there's also the next layer now where a lot of people are like, or awareness now in like, you know, the gay LGBTQ community and stuff like that. With wearing makeup, it's now more accepted and it's now more open, I guess. So I don't think anything is wrong with it.
Yes.
And I think it just goes into all the areas of expression, whether it's for the dramatic or you know, to go out and for that excess look, or it could just be on the scale of like that first situation where, you know, men just also want to feel good and confident.
Exactly. Yeah.
Too, you know.
I think it's so many boundaries we've grown up. Like growing up, the society already makes so many boundaries, and then we just go with it, you know. And if somebody really feel like I think you're right. They should just, if you really enjoy it or any other reasons for your skincare, for healthy, it doesn't, you know what I mean? You should just go forward. Another thing, I want to go back to, you say like you're doing like a discount stuff like that. Do you get a lot of support from a black or immigrant community, like Africans or African American, like a black, you know, who live in the area, come to your to your shop to really support?
So I get it's a mixture, some like throughout the months, and when I did start off by saying like my mom does hair and she's in the beauty industry and stuff like that, so some of her clients has helped me.
That's right.
In the black community, because in my mom's field and like doing black hair and stuff like that, there's not a lot of it in Portland. So, and it's very structured with hair, black hair, it has to be dealt with in a different way. When it comes to skincare or skin, generally most skin is the same.
Yes.
Like the way you deal with it, there is that layer of, with black skin, there's hyperpigmentation and scarring and all of that, which I would like to talk about more to welcome more black people into the business.
Yes.
But I think now my customers are predominantly white.
Right.
I do get some black people that come in for facials and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think when you asked this question, the thing that like, it kind of like, it's a little bit of an aggravation, but a built-in, what is it called? When society basically tells you for a long time that you should be a certain way and stuff. So then I think in the black community, when it comes to supporting each other, sometimes it's like society has already taught us that white is better, kind of. So I've been seeing a lot of, you know, if it comes to being a Black person, that is to go into the mall and buy something, or go into Walmart and buy something, no problem, no questions asked, because it is white culture. And it's that I don't think it's purposeful, and I think that's why it's kind of difficult to talk about, because it's
I think we're gonna talk this more about it next time. I'm gonna invite you again, because I have so much to share with that topic as well. I think you pointed some of it, and me too. I always really think like try to find the answer. I don't know if it's a condition, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's just like we don't really, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but it is what it is, like that, you know what I mean? So anyway, I want you to talk about your business, where people can find you, your meaning of Zagon.
Yeah, so my business
What's the meaning of it?
Zag On Beauty.
Yes.
So I thought about what I wanted the business name to be for a little while.
Yeah.
And Zagon is my last name.
Okay.
So in addition to it's my last name and everything, I thought about it, and when it clicked is when I heard, I was saying it to myself, and instead of saying Zagan, because that's how I pronounce my last name, and when I say it as a full is Zagan.
Yes.
And then when I broke it up and I said Zag On,
yes,
it felt different and it sounded different to me, where Zag is when you think of zig and zag, it's motion and it's a change.
Right,
and
yeah.
zag is the second half of a destination. You zig, you're moving somewhere, and
Wow.
then zag is a destination.
Mm.
So, but then the on part is perception, or a different way of thinking, turning on a new way of thinking.
Wow. Yeah.
So when you put the destination
yes.
and turning on that new way of thinking and feeling,
Yeah.
and then beauty, it's something different than what beauty is
Wow.
on its own. So beauty, as we started off with that, what does that mean? And I said, it means something a lot more than just beauty.
Right.
And I think where we all, just as a society and just in general, are trying to get to is a different way of seeing beauty in this world.
Yeah.
And I think for my business, Zag On Beauty is not just one way of seeing outside beauty. It's also about the inner connectedness in beauty.
Wow. Yeah.
So the whole thing with my business name and what I want it to stand for is, a transformative way of thinking.
Yes.
And a transformative way of seeing beauty.
Thank you so much. You're always deep. I really appreciate you to come over. This is the best conversation so far.
Yes.
I want you to again to plug where people can find you, your all pages, people can visit you, and your address, so people can literally come for sure.
Yes. So my Instagram is zagon_beauty, and so it's at zagonbeauty, and then email is the same, to reach out for appointments and stuff like that, is zagon, or Zagon Beauty. For my email, it's one word, zagonbeauty@gmail. And yeah, I think those are my two major platforms. Currently I work out of Health Resonates, that's at 773 Congress Street, and within that building is where my business is held. So you could also go on to healthresonates.com and book in with me there. So yeah.
That's right. Thank you again, Darius, to come through. And please, like I always say, go support your local businesses, your local artists. There, especially this time, they need your help. You can go to the mall, but sometimes go to check out your local, especially our sister that she want to make this happen. All right, thank you so much again to turn on, to listen to us, to watching us. See you next time. Thank you guys. Have a good one. you.